Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Today we're talking about Chapter 3 as we've got pretty much all the details on what the update's gonna be about. Now, it's Gamescom at the moment and Frontier have been over there talking to the press behind closed doors. There's some articles up from various news sites now, and in addition to that, Frontier did show some of this content to people at the Elite Meet, but it's only just come available for everyone else to see, so we can have a look at it right now. And here you can see both a new ship and some new ship-launched fighters that are going to be available within the game very soon. But before we get to that, let's talk about everything else. So keep in mind, Chapter 3 is a small update. It's coming on the 28th of August. There are 4 updates in the Beyond season. The season's lasting all of 2018. So we've had Chapter 1, which was a pretty large update. Chapter 2 was a small update. It came a few months ago. Chapter 3 is on the same scale as Chapter 2, so another small update. The largest update by far is Chapter 4, but that's not coming till later this year. So for now, we're focusing on this update. So here's some of the things that are coming to Chapter 3. One of them is engineers. Now we've got a bunch of engineers, of course, right now, but one thing we haven't got is engineers in Colonia. Now for those of you that may not know, I'm sure most people do though, Colonia is a region of space located well over 20,000 light years away from the current inhabited area of space, and for the most part it's been largely isolated over the years. It didn't have much in the way of shipyards, but that has been changed with, well, that was changed fairly recently. There's now some decent shipyards over there, but also they've got engineers coming at last. Now we don't know how many engineers are coming over there, we don't know too much about them, but what Frontier did confirm at Gamescom, there was a leaked video there, and you can see the leaked video in the video description below, where one of the producers, Adam Woods, actually talks about the update, and he confirmed that the engineers out in Colonia will have specific unlock requirements, and you'll need to unlock them through the current engineers back in the inhabited area. So that's a bit unfortunate perhaps for everyone already out in Colonia, because if they want to unlock the engineers, they're going to have to return to the bubble in order to do so. Now there's also going to be an additional layer given to these particular engineers. When you unlock them, they will be very low-grade engineers. Now we don't know exactly what that means, but it looks like they'll be limited to lower-grade upgrades. So maybe Grade 1, maybe Grade 2. But essentially, players will need to work together with the engineers to improve them. Don't know exactly what that means, but from the way Frontier was saying, it looks like the more you use them, the better they get, or something like that. Or maybe there'd be other unlock requirements. You have to deliver certain resources to improve them. Either way, the engineers will improve over time. So to start with, they're out in Colonia, they're new engineers. They're not going to be anywhere near as good as the engineers located back in the bubble, but they will improve over time. Now there's also new weapons coming in Chapter 3. Most of these are large weapons. We've got large dumbfire missiles, large seeking missiles, large torpedo launcher, large multi-cannon turret, and there's also some new small weapons. So these are the small shock cannon, the small plasma launcher, the small shard cannon, and the small Gauss cannon. And there's plenty of people out there already who are predicting a Cyclops. That's the weaker version of the Thargoid interceptors, to be taken down by a Sidewinder before too much longer. Be very interesting to see if that's actually a possibility. Be very interesting to see if it happens. Chapter 3, like Chapter 2, is coming with a whole bunch of new abandoned settlements, and you can see some of them from Chapter 2 on the screen right here. And these came with little stories, logs that were located at the bases. These were voice recorded or voice acted, and they gave you a bit of backstory as to the events that went down around the time here. So there's some more of these come in, and they're usually pretty interesting. One pretty nice addition is planetary wing missions. We don't know yet what type of missions these will actually involve, but probably the whole range of planetary missions that already exist are now going to be wing-based as well. Now, Chapter 3 also comes with a new ship, although I'm pretty sure that I heard Frontier say ships rather than ship, but they only showed a single ship. But incidentally, the name of this ship is the Crusader, and this is the same name as the ship that was accidentally leaked a few months back onto the Frontier store. Now this is a variation on the Chieftain and the Challenger. From what Frontier seem to say, it seems to be similarly spec'd in terms of maneuverability and capability as the other two ships, but this one does have a ship launcher fighter bay as well. Now, there was another ship that was leaked onto the Frontier store a few months back that was called the Great Phantom, but as yet there's been no mention of this officially. And finally, perhaps the larger part of the update is what we've seen on the screen right here, and I'll play it again right now. What we see here are Guardian beacons. These are located in space, and apparently players are going to have to investigate with them and interact with them in specific ways, and they will lead us to a certain place and allow us to unlock certain technology. The technology, by the looks of it, by all accounts here, is going to be a Guardian fighters, and there's 3 variations here. Now, these are completely different types of ships to what we've seen so far in Elite in terms of pilotable ships, and they are clearly a hybrid between human technology and Guardian technology. So they certainly look pretty interesting. Hopefully they're pretty powerful, and hopefully they're very good against Thargoids. So there may also be some other stuff coming in Elite Dangerous Chapter 3. One thing that did happen on the Gamescom video, the leaked one, is that Frontier asked people to put down their phones and stop recording for any further announcements because they did have a few other things or something else that they wanted to show people. Now, as yet, that hasn't been released. We don't know what that is. So maybe we're going to have to wait and see for the release of the update before we know anything more about that. But I'd imagine it's nothing too much massive beyond what we've already seen. But hopefully it could be a new ship. It could be something else going on there, something secret. But either way, this is the entirety of the update, plus that other thing that we don't yet know about. So a few things on the way. I guess we can't be too disappointed with Chapter 3, as we did know it was going to be a small update. The only thing I do hold in question is, well, I really do hope, is that the Guardian fighters don't have too much in the way of unlock requirements. It really would be better if there's not a massive grind there. We've had enough Guardian grinds recently, after all. So there we go. That's pretty much everything we know about Chapter 3. I'll be back very soon with some more videos. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.